So greetings, brother, revolution greetings. Thank you for this time. We basically today, I'm concerned on many Pan-African who are trying to sue or pursue liberation, unification, as they stick in various ideologies. There are people who still pursue Marxism and Leninism or study that, and there are people like us who study about Nkrumah and Nkrumahism. From your own perspective as a progressive Pan-African, what do you think is the best ideology moving forward or philosophy moving forward? And what is the relationship between Nkrumahism, Marxism, and Leninism, or even the relationship between those personalities? Thank you.
All right. Now, thank you, Brother Pigeon, for your very insightful question. Because I think your question goes to the heart of, one would say, the current debate or even confusion in the minds of the young ones. And the confusion is not helped by some of the older ones who do not explain clearly the theoretical and practical development of Marx, Lenin, and Nkrumah. So I think, so thank you for the question. So I'm going to explain, and I'm going to be very brief, because we are hoping that as a result of me explaining, hopefully, some of the young people will, young men and women will ask questions so that we can explore further. I am Christian Kwami Agbodza. I am the chair of the Consciencism study group, which holds philosophical and ideological meetings every Thursday from 7 to 9 GMT, and unification classes on Saturdays also from 7 to 10 GMT London time. So I share the classes, and so thank you very much for the question. So I think, so Lenin then comes in and develops the work of Marx, and Lenin therefore writes his book, Imperialism, the Highest Stage of Capitalism. Now, capitalism, so imperialism is then responsible for the colonization of Africa. And Nkrumah comes in, becomes if you like, the leading freedom fighter, if you like, against imperialism, and wants the end of colonial rule. And then he then writes his book. And Nkrumah's book is titled Neocolonialism, the Last Stage of Imperialism. So here is Nkrumah fighting imperialism, and which was then using colonialism as its tool. And Nkrumah then comes and fights it. And during the struggle or fight against imperialism, colonialism metamorphoses into neocolonialism. So then Nkrumah then goes on to build on the work of Lenin and writes this book, saying that neocolonialism is the last stage of imperialism. So I don't know whether our listeners understand or can get what I am saying, which is that you can see the theoretical development of the ideas from Adam Smith, David Ricardo, and Karl Marx as what we call the classical political economists, through the work of Marx, who championed, they all did, but Karl Marx is the one that championed labor as the source of value. Yeah, so that is what, so we can see that, and writes Das Kapital. Now, Das Kapital is then developed when capitalism goes beyond its borders into other territories, and then starts committing its human rights violations in order to appropriate the resources of other people. Yeah, so Lenin then theoretically writes Imperialism, the Highest Stage of Capitalism. Nkrumah then comes in and fights imperialism, and then out of that struggle, then takes the work of Lenin forward because of what was happening on the ground in Africa, and writes his book, Neocolonialism, the last stage of imperialism. So you can see the clear theoretical development. So what we need to then ask is, why are our brothers and sisters fixated on Marxism, Leninism?
Yeah, that is very important.
I
That's
ask
very,
this. Yes, go on.
that's
Yes.
very important actually now also to explain what is the difference between these.
Yes. So so the question is, so why are our brothers and sisters fixated on Marxism, Leninism? And I think for us to answer this question, we need to ask ourselves, what is Marxism, Leninism? So it's fair to say, there are, there can be argument, but it's fair to say that Marxism, Leninism is an ideology, or if you like, a political ideology. Okay, and that it combines the works or the theories of Karl Marx and Vladimir Lenin. Yeah, and it's fair to say that it serves as the foundation for the many communist movements and states, particularly in the 20th century. So in short, Marxism-Leninism is, if you like, an ideology or a political ideology. But also, it's also fair to say that Marxism-Leninism, therefore, is a Western ideology. I think we need to be clear on that it is a Western ideology. Yeah. So, but then we are Africans. You see, we are Africans, and we want to solve an African problem. And Western ideology, quote unquote, which includes the others like liberalism, conservatism, and so on, are responsible for the problems that we face as Africans. I'm not saying that Marxism-Leninism is, I'm just saying that Western ideology as a whole is. So if we are going to fight imperialism, we need more than Marxism-Leninism. And this is where NKURUMAISM comes in. What is NKURUMAISM? Well, there can be arguments here and there, but briefly, NKURUMAISM itself. By the way, NKURUMAISM means Consciencism. When we say NKURUMAISM, we mean Consciencism. Yeah, so by Consciencism, we mean NKURUMAISM. I'm not the one saying it. Nkrumah himself said so. Yeah, Nkrumah himself told us that NKURUMAISM is Consciencism. This is what Nkrumah himself said. Now, what therefore is Consciencism or NKURUMAISM? It is a political ideology and philosophy developed by Kwami Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, and the leading figure in the Pan-African movement. You see, and here is a key. Here is a key point. It combines elements of Marxism, socialism, Pan-Africanism, and anti-colonialism, which is imperialism, if you like. So NKURUMAISM already embodies the work of Marx and the work of Lenin. And this is what it seems our brothers and sisters who are going back to Marxism-Leninism as the ideological tool to fight neocolonialism, I think miss the point. Now, NKURUMAISM, therefore, itself, if you like, NKURUMAISM itself is a comprehensive ideology. It's comprehensive. NKURUMAISM is comprehensive, is very comprehensive. And so NKURUMAISM, if you like, is Pan-Africanism, the progressive kind. Because there are three types of Pan-Africanisms. There are liberal Pan-Africanists who want to be businessmen, businesswomen, they want to become capitalist millionaires and so on. They want to be very rich and own properties here and there and so on. Those are, and they believe in Pan-Africanism in terms of, for example, a continental free trade area. You know, they are Pan-Africanists, but for them, it's about individuals and how they can be super rich. You know, I mean, yeah, we can argue here and there, but they want to be the capitalist class in Africa. That's the basic point. And then we have the conservative Pan-Africanists, who for them, Pan-Africanism really is it's a club like the AU, you know, the African Union, where they meet, they talk, you know, everybody goes to their neo-colonial territory, they exploit the people through various means, and they just do what they like, forget about the welfare of the people. You know, it's about they as individuals, and they as individuals only, and their immediate family. They don't really care about other families. They don't care about other nationalities. If they care, well, but essentially, they are not really interested in everybody else except themselves. Yeah. So that is conservative Pan-Africanism. Then we have NKURUMAISM, or what I would call progressive Pan-Africanism. And progressive Pan-Africanism says that the welfare of the people is the supreme law. All policies, you know, economic, education, military, health, all policies must go to make the lives of the people better. That is the point of policy. That's the point of Pan-Africanism. So this is the position of NKURUMAISM, right? And so this is, if you like, Pan-Africanism as we should embrace it. Yeah. So there is nothing wrong if you want to study Karl Marx. I mean, I studied Karl Marx in university. There's nothing wrong studying Marxism-Leninism. The history of any ideology must be studied. Of course, it's important. But the question is that which philosophy and ideology should Pan-Africanists use as a shield, as a sword, as a combative tool when they are fighting imperialism and its to neo-colonialism? And the answer is that Marxism-Leninism is useful, but it does not contain all that we need in order to fight the African war against imperialism. See, because at the heart of all Western ideologies is the idea that the African, you know, is not is to be disrespected because of racism. There's racism even in Marxism to some extent. Yeah. So because of the racist element in all Western ideologies, it is not useful for us, and that is why George Padmore turned his back on Marxism-Leninism, if you like. He was a member of the Politburo, you know. He was, you know, and George Padmore, he left it and joined NKURUMA on the ground under NKURUMAISM to fight for the unification, the liberation, the unification, the development of Africa. So I hope I have answered the question.
You've actually answered and explored many things that we hope we'll do a recap on this as more questions will be coming in. But thank you for this, because you've gone from Marxism, Leninism to Consciencism. Now, it's very important that we will see how we analyze this. So thank you for this. This is actually the startup of this conversation, and you hope to get more feedback and more questions so that the conversation can continue. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for letting me provide an exposition on this very important topic. Thank you.